Welcome to Goodnight, Robin, your someone to say goodnight to. I'm your host, Robin Rice. Hello, my friends. Tonight's show is dedicated to our 18 to 22-year-olds. I think it's called Generation Z, Gen Z now, because I have heard that, in fact, you are more lonely than many of the elderly people, and that's not what the world thinks. People think that the elderly are the really lonely ones, but in fact, you are having it harder, according to statistics, than any other age group. And I really wanted to acknowledge that. I have no idea how many of you are actually listening, but I'm really excited if you are, and I hope you'll share it with friends, because, look, loneliness isn't about an age. Loneliness is, in part at least, about the culture. And I like to tell people the culture right now, it's not your fault. It's a difficult culture to be in for anybody, but it's especially difficult when you're looking into the world and saying, well, what's going to happen? And I want to tell you a story about someone who, I once said, I'm not sure, at all about the world, and I'm wondering what's going to happen, and I'm not all that optimistic, although generally I'm optimistic, but at that particular moment I wasn't. And he said something to me. He said, we can invent anything. We can invent anything. We just don't have the imagination right now to imagine what we need to invent to change all of this. But there are people doing that. There are people inventing things right now. And that gave me a lot of encouragement. There are a lot of people that are working on these problems. A lot of people who are researching, a lot of people who are learning, sharing, making attempts. There's a lot of people doing stuff, and maybe you could be one of them. I'm certainly trying to be one of them. But I know you're scared. I know the future is not being narrated very beautifully by our culture right now. But I believe in you. I swear, I mean it. I believe in every single one of you listening, that you have something inside of you, that you're here for a reason, that you can find that reason. Is it easy? Heck no. It took me years and years and years to find mine. And I didn't have somebody encouraging me to tell me I could find mine. But you absolutely have a purpose. And that purpose doesn't have to be massive. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be doing something that, changes the whole world. But finding that purpose inside of you. And I'll tell you something that I tell all my clients, man. It's something that you're so good at, you hardly even think about it. Because your brain doesn't need to think about it, right? So you hardly even think about what's good. But I'm dedicating this to you tonight because I want you to feel how much I believe in you. When I see you on the street, when I see someone in that age range, 18 to 21, when I see you on the street, I think, how cool is that? I met a guy not that long ago. His name was Dakota. And I just stopped him on the street because he was such a cool kid. And I'm not a kid. He's a grown-up. And he's probably a little older than that, actually. I don't know exactly how old he was, but he's a young person. And we started talking, and I just wanted to say, man, you are cool. I think you're amazing. And so imagine you and me meeting on the street. And there we are. And we, glance and we lock eyes and we smile. And I come up and I say, hey, how are you? Because I do that to strangers. and I just offer you encouragement. Can you imagine me doing that? Regardless of what your age is, imagine me doing that. And imagine how good it feels to know that someone can see something in you. And I'm one of those people, I can really see something in everyone. So sometimes it takes a little longer to look, but it's there. So I wanted to dedicate this to you tonight, as a way of saying, I am thinking about you. I don't just toss that out there. I really am. I hope you all have a wonderful night's sleep. As my friend Julie says, sleep with the angels. Good night.